Now, I'll share some tips that I learned, and as I was writing my SOP and while reviewing SOPs over the years for several students. And there are 3 or 4 good qualities of a SOP. It has to have a sensible flow from the first paragraph to last paragraph. For example, many people, they don't write a story, they write an extended resume. That flow doesn't make sense. I want to know your story. So every line from the first para till the last should have a flow to it. And even when you write a paragraph, for example, the first line and the last line should basically tell me what the paragraph is going to be about. So there is an art even to writing a certain paragraph. Use simple language. People think that if they use some bombastic words, it might work better, but that's not really the case. Anything that simplifies the task for the reader is good. Remember that. And thirdly, there shouldn't be any grammatical errors. It might seem like a minor point, but if you have a grammatical error, it will reflect that you haven't really put a lot of effort in your resume, or your SOP. So why should the reader give that much time if you haven't given time? So make sure there are no grammatical errors. And secondly, you have to draft, edit, and redraft the SOP. Make sure that you plan for several iterations. It takes time to get a good SOP, how much ever of a good writer you are. And you should tailor each SOP to the university you're applying to. Like Pankul mentioned, do not just have a template where you copy paste things. Hopefully you can tailor it better and really reflect why you're applying to a certain university individually. And use concise and impactful statements. Like I said, a long verbose biography doesn't really do you good. So a lot of times people have this tendency that, if they have a word limit of an SOP to be 1500 words, let me try to finish that. And when I wrote my first SOP, I believe I thought 1500 words, so I can just probably exceed by 100 or 200 words. I can make it even longer because somehow you think that will make it better. But that is definitely not the case. I have seen SOPs that are 1000 words instead of 1500 and are much more impactful. So a shorter SOP is not a bad thing. It has to be concise, impactful, and that is all that matters. Now, grades and resume that you have, grades you have obviously from your college, which you can't change when you're applying. And these projects and grades you have done, they can impress someone. Like, oh, this guy is great, or this girl is great. But if you have a great SOP, that can really excite the reviewer. So this is your chance to excite your committee who's doing this process of admitting. So make sure you try and shine in this part of the application.